Hey keto friends, help me! I've had a shoulder injury, stress, menopause, and then quarantine just about knocked me over. And I see you struggling too. Well, one day it dawned on me that I had fallen into lazy keto. Oh no, not lazy keto! I'm not a lazy keto person. Well, I had to knock myself upside the head and formulate a keto reset plan for myself. And that's what I'm going to talk about today. Before we get started, don't forget to hit subscribe, click the bell so you'll be notified of my videos when they drop on Fridays. Well, hello, my fat burning friends. Welcome back to my latest episode of 5 on Fridays, where I share my most trusted tips on finding success in your low carb lifestyle. Today, we're going to talk about 5 hacks I had to make to reset my keto journey. After losing 105 pounds, I had been maintaining my weight for quite a while, and then all of a sudden, my weight started creeping up a bit, which I didn't appreciate. But what I'm more focused on, truthfully, is my body fat percentage. I now have what I fondly call my menopause muffin top. And guys, you're not immune from the muffin top either, so you can stick around and watch this about my keto reset too. So I'm going to show you an image of what my body fat percentage has been doing in the last 12 months. And keep in mind, I had an ultimate goal of getting to 25% body fat, and I was so close. The first year of my keto maintenance, I kept working on it, and it was getting closer and closer to my goal. But then in this image that I'm going to show you, check out what happens in the last 12 months. So as you can see, I was definitely going in the wrong direction. Besides tracking, which I talked about in my video last week, you can catch that in the info tab above. Here's what I did. 5 hacks for my keto reset. The very first thing I did was I reduced my dairy intake. Now, I don't have issues with lactose intolerance or stomach upset when I eat dairy, but dairy does have quite a bit of extra fat in it, which I don't need the excess fat right now. By reducing dairy, I have taken, for example, my morning cups of coffee. 2 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream in my morning coffee was 11.8 grams of fat. And I've swapped that out for coconut milk, which 2 tablespoons of coconut milk in my coffee is only 5 grams of fat. So if I do that every day, it does start to add up and my fat is reduced. Also, when it comes to cheese, I love cheese. I can't see myself ever giving up cheese, and I'm very, very grateful that I don't have to, like some of you do. But whenever I have cheese now, instead of using a full serving, for example, on my taco salad, I'll just put a little sprinkle. I'm cutting down cheese as much as I can right now, just simply to reduce the excess fat as well. All right, the second hack that I've done to reset my keto lifestyle is I've completely eliminated nuts again. Now, my history with nuts goes back to the year that I was losing my weight on keto. I didn't eat nuts at all. Nuts can lead to big problems with overeating for me, particularly because nuts satisfy me with the salty snack craving. And for me, when I jumped on the keto bandwagon, the hardest thing for me to give up when I went into keto was my salty potato chips. Potato chips were my thing. So I just didn't eat them when I was losing the weight. And then once in maintenance, I did add nuts back in occasionally, and it was mostly pecans just to add some crunch to my keto meals. So the number one reason I cut out nuts is so I don't slip into a bad snacking habit, but another reason was to reduce the excess fat. For example, the 1/3 cup nuts or pecans that I used to put on a keto meal is 21 grams of fat. Now, if I want something crunchy on a keto dish, I will choose 2 tablespoons of cocoa nibs, and that is only 7 grams of fat. And I don't even need 2 tablespoons, so I typically use 1 tablespoon, and that's only 3.5 grams of fat. So I'm greatly reducing the excess fat by swapping out nuts for cocoa nibs, and that gives me my crunch. All right, the third hack that I had to implement for myself is no wine. Now, I've talked about this before. I'm not going to give up red wine forever because I really enjoy having a glass of red wine socially with my girlfriends. Hopefully, it'll be really soon. So, the real trouble for me with wine is that I was imbibing in it in the evening. So, it was after my dinner time. And when I was sitting on the couch drinking a glass of wine, I started eating keto snacks as well. I would go for the cheese whips or some nuts. And I just was totally out of my routine and was not sticking to my hard and fast rule of no snacking. So wine is a trigger for me and it triggers snacking. So no wine. Wine was making my body fat go up for sure. All right, friends, so that's three types of foods that I've had to hack out of my lifestyle to get back on track. What have you had to eliminate or give up for a time period? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear what works for you, and maybe I'm missing something else that I hadn't thought of that I could hack as well. Also, let me know, did it help you? So comment below. All right, the fourth thing I did, friends, is I started moving my body every day. I was stuck in wallowing and feeling sorry for myself. And I'm telling you, as soon as I started moving my body outside every day, it just really changed my outlook on going forward in my keto reset and getting back on track and helping me feel better. So I encourage you to move your body every day. It doesn't have to be going hard in the gym. I never go hard in the gym. I don't even go to the gym. But I do HIIT routines at home and I walk and I garden and I do a lot of flexibility exercises. My main goal is I want to be strong. I don't need to be bulked up, but I want to be strong as I'm going through this season of menopause. Hormones are changing. I need to build muscle so that I'm a strong grandma someday. Speaking of strong, the fifth thing I want to share with you today is that I had to refocus and reset the way I approach keto. And now I have shifted my keto lifestyle to be a higher protein keto. This is also helping me remove excess fat, which my body doesn't need right now because I'm trying to burn fat. So, before, when I started my keto journey, and which is fine, worked wonderful, is an excellent way to begin your keto journey and to lose the weight you want to lose the weight you want to lose, was 5% carbs, 20 to 25% protein, 70 to 75% healthy high fats food. Well, now I've shifted my focus a little bit. I'm no more than 5% carbs a day, and I try to get 30 to 35% protein in a day, 60 to 65% high fat in my diet every day. And the reason for that is, again, I want to build muscle, I want to build strength. I have been testing my ketones pretty regularly, like I talked about last week, and I'm still in ketosis. So at this point in my journey, the higher protein keto focus is working for me. And I encourage you, if you are, find yourself in a situation like you're my age going through the same type of hormonal changes, that you might want to research and shift to a higher protein keto. Those were my 5 hacks that I implemented when I found myself in trouble. And I highly recommend, if you need a keto reset plan, that you need to start setting some goals for yourself. I actually have a goal worksheet that I'm going to link below that might help you get started. I did list out some of the goals that I met on this sheet, hopefully to inspire you to know that you can have hope for healing your metabolic disease and your obesity, and you can get onto a better track in a joyful journey of healing. Well, now I know you're wondering, did my keto reset help me? Yes, I have to say yes. Since I started the keto reset, my body fat percentage is down 1.5%. So you can see what it's been doing in just the last week. Friends, I hope that really encourages you today. I was able to get my mindset back and into my healthy habits following my 5 hard and fast rules. I'll link that video in the corner here so you can check that out. Before you go, don't forget to hit subscribe, like this video, leave me a comment so I can interact with you, and share this video. You never know what spark might fan the flame for someone's own healing, joyful journey. And don't forget, choose joy.